Hi guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome to my messy channel. I thought we would do a journal with me today. I have picked out another one of my favorite quotes, and I thought we would work with that. The quote today is this one. It says, "Oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have scratches and dents too." And I know that you all are very much like me, and we find beauty in the tossed aside, in the snippets of things that a lot of people would just throw in the trash and not even give a second glance. And isn't it kind of true that we are all kind of like that? We are all those little bits that get tossed aside at times. But how important it is that we stop to realize that if we can find beauty in a scrap piece of notebook paper that probably should have been thrown away, and the spine of a 100-year-old dictionary that you can barely even make out, the words to anymore, how much more so important are we as people, and how we interact with each other, and how we support one another, and so even though we have scratches and dents, stop for a minute today and give yourself a little pat on the back and realize how important you are to the ones you love. And so let's make a little bit of a collage around this. I've picked out some things that are beautiful things that are scratched and dented, and some things that I even considered throwing away. But they had beauty to me. It was worth it. And this is a book that Miss Kay sent me. No worries, I have scanned these. This is a book from the 40s. And I'm going to use part of it. I'm just going to choose this one right here. I think these mushrooms are beautiful. And so we have approximately 5 by 8 is the size that we have in the journal that we can work with. So this is the one that we did last time. So we have this kind of a space, and I thought we would move along to another spot. Maybe this side, I don't know. We'll put it somewhere in here. And we will make something of this little quote. But I'm going to build on this little toadstool. I think these are actually edible mushrooms. I don't think they're toadstools. Okay, and I've picked out some various things that I thought were kind of cool, some bits and pieces that, most people would throw away, and our little quote. And I really don't have an idea much of what I'm going to do. I do know I want to use this little metal tag that has my initial on it, but I wanted to put some alcohol on it, ink on it first, just to kind of make it older. So I'm just gonna kind of dab some so it's not shiny anymore. Okay, and I will set that aside to kind of dry up a little bit. Dries pretty quickly. And let's get started on this little image here. Do I need to pull in a little bit? Is that better? Okay, I hope that's better. I will try and keep this all in frame. And all right, so I think the edges of this image need a little bit of ink on them, just for some dimension, just so that the image will stand out from the page that we put it on. And this is actually the real page out of the book. It is not the scanned image. I decided that sometimes it's okay. Sometimes we just need to give ourselves the permission to use things that you know, those things that you're saving for that special project. Well, you know what? You are a special project, and it is absolutely okay to use the things in your stash for your project, your personal, even if nobody ever sees it ever again. It doesn't matter. You find joy in it, and you deserve to use it. So get something out that you have been saving for that special project and use it on you. Okay, so here is my little quote. I have this tag. It is just a little garment, like a merchandise tag. Just an old dude that's been sitting around for a while. And so maybe we'll add this. And I've got this scrap of sheet music, and this sheet music is from about 125 years ago. So let's use this. And then we've got this little guy, and this is kind of tearing off, but I don't care. I don't care. Do you see me not caring? Just have to be real careful. Oops. Or you do that. That's okay. We'll glue it back on. We're going to glue that back on. And just got to be real careful around the edges of brittle paper. Old brittle paper. Okay. Should we put some on? I mean, this guy is really old. Ooh, you gotta be so careful. So careful. So careful. Just barely get the edges. And then I've got this guy. I don't know. Maybe we'll take part of it off. I don't know. But it's here in case we need to use it. I also have some numbers. Okay, I like that one. So let's use that number. It's like a little series. It's like a little series of numbers. And these need to be inked. Just 'cause. All right, and I've got some little film strip here. So let's just start assembling. Got a button, and I've got some of these little, I love it. So for some reason, I love the number 2, something about it, so that's gonna go in there. How's that? Okay. So how is everybody doing? I just got finished with my tax prep. Shoot me now. Not my favorite thing in the world. Well, there's very few people that love taxes. I know some of you out there like doing your taxes. Well, I don't. I don't like math and numbers and all. It's just really stressful. It's just really super stressful. So I don't like them. I don't like them, Sam, I am. Okay, so I'm gonna want to use this this old dictionary thing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I just want to make sure that there's enough room on here to. I gotta decide. I think I'll put it on this side. I wanted to make sure there's going to be enough room here, because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go 5 wide, but no, maybe a little wider than that. Maybe I should put this on top like this. Maybe if I squeeze this down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't need to be quite that wide. And then that way we can see more of the spine of this book. We can do something like this. Okay. And perhaps I like this right there. I like how that sits right like that. So I am going to just carefully pick this up and put some glue just on the back. And I know I can hear some of you. You're saying, rip the edge, rip the edge. I'm not going to rip the edge this time. Sometimes it is okay to have straight lines. Well, they're not straight because I cut it by hand, so you know it's not straight, right? Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's all right. So I'm just going to kind of put that just over the top of that spine like that. And then I've got my music and my quote. And so I want my quote, I'm going to have to make this a little smaller. I will rip these edges. I like it when there's ripped edges against non-ripped edges. You know, you have a little bit of both going on. And maybe I should make this a little skinnier. I don't know why. And then this can go like down in this area, like this, like so. You know what I want to do first though? Hold on. So I'm going to take part of this off, just like this. Because I have this dark spine background here, this is a good opportunity to put some texture against it in a lighter tone, kind of like this, and then that way it will really make the edges of this paper stand out, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it won't. But that's what we're gonna aim for. And I'm just gonna kind of plop that guy right there. Just like that. Like a that. And then this guy will still go down here. I put the lid on. I do stuff like that. Being all responsible with my glue. Okay. Sometimes when this glue gets low, it starts to like create some bubbles down the front. I mean, in the middle, and then it just bubbles. I don't know why it does it. It just kind of drives me nuts. All right, so I'm going to put this right here, like this. You can still see the name of the mushroom. We may or may not cover that up, but right now it's not covered up. So there's this. We need to decide where we want our number, if we want our music somewhere. You know what? We are going to truncate this music. It has now been abbreviated. And very, very, very carefully do this again. So look at what it says at the bottom. Let's see if we can get this to show up. You see what it says there at the bottom? Make your corner brighter by the song you sing. That was the little note to the people who were supposed to be singing that song. Okay, like to the singers. Okay, so let's kind of decide where we want wordage, our verbiage. Do we kind of want it over the mushroom? Kind of like that? I think so. I think that's fabulous. Fabulous. But this is the point. It's my journal, right? It's my journal. There is no right or wrong. These are just the thoughts that were in my head today. And something that I thought I need to tell myself every now and then, to remember that perfection is not all it's cracked up to be. So don't even go there, man. Don't stress yourself out by trying for everything to be perfect. Sometimes the most beautiful things come from imperfection. Let's put this last one down here. I get the glue to come out. Sorry, guys. And this guy goes right across the top of the mushroom. About like that. All right. So, I just looked up and there's a spider on the ceiling. I don't like spiders. So now I'm going to sit here and stare at it. It's one of those little tiny jumping. Oh, but they jump. Okay, so here's my number. I think I want it over here. About like that. Let's go ahead and plop down. You know what? Let's plop this down first. I hate spiders. You know what? I will handle snakes. They don't bother me. I will do lots of things. I have ridden horses that some people have been scared to death to get on. I've ridden like bulls and cows and goats and you name it. I was a farm girl. You know, we did all kind of crazy things. But spiders, just never got used to spiders. I think they have too many legs. It's like, you know, just too many legs, too many eyes. It's like they're watching you. They can get you. I don't know, they're sneaky. Of course, snakes are kind of sneaky too, but I don't know. I mean, I have a healthy fear of snakes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go pick up a rattler, you know, most of the time. I won't. I won't say I haven't. We used to go catch snakes for my uncle all the time. You know what works great for catching snakes? If you take off your tennis shoe. Of course, the snake was about a foot long. It was a small, very small snake. And he was so mad. He was so mad. So you take off your shoe and you take off your sock and you put the shoe down sideways on the ground close to the snake, and then you get a little stick and you just kind of make him, you know, want to go hide, and he goes and he hides in the shoe, and then you stuff your sock in the shoe and then he can't get out, and that's how you take him back to the house. Okay, so I like that. So far I like this. We need to put the little N, which way is up? I think I just like it down in here. I'm just going to use this glue. I'm probably going to put brads on it. I have some little brads that I will maybe shove in there at some point. So there's my little N down in here, and then up here is going to be the number 2. So we have some metal and some metal, and then I've got this little button that I'm just going to, where are we going to put it? Where are we going to put it, guys? Where are we going to put it? Where? It needs to be, you know what? It's just going to go right here. Let's just do it. Let's commit. Let's just commit, man. Okay, that was way too much glue. way too much glue. Let me take some scrap paper and see if I can get some of this glue off. Okay. Now it's all hanging on my finger. Okay. Ah. Okay, so there's that little guy. And I wanted to use this somehow, some way. Because I just got it. I want to use it. So we're just going to cut off a little strip of it. And where does it need to go? I don't like it there. Do I like it there? I like the black on it. I like how it adds a little bit of extraness, but I'm just not, it's not coming to me exactly where I want it though. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna just skip that because I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And the tag, I think the tag is gonna be too, I don't know, is it too big? Something needs to be on the tag. It can't just sit there and, you know, be all in your face like that, because it's too much of a big blank area to be by itself. Well, I do want, I think I want maybe something over here like this. Maybe like this, but underneath the film strip, I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do this. Let's see how this looks. Just a piece of fabric that I had over here, and it's not fraying enough, so what do? You just rub it between your hands and you make the strings do their thing. Fabric, and it's all stained up. And so what I am thinking is that it needs to go along here, and then the film strip needs to go on top of it like so, like that. I think. So let's see how beautiful this can be. I'm gonna take part of this music here, just like this, just rip the edges off, and I'm gonna plop it, it's gonna be plopped right here, right in the middle, like so. And then I'm gonna take this guy, if I can get my glue to come out today, and I'm just gonna put some glue on the edges like that. And there we go. There. That gives that tag a little bit more, some more personality, instead of just, you know, being a tag hanging out there all by itself and not doing its job. All right, so let's pull this back down, and we can put that guy over there. Now I got strings everywhere. What's new, eh? Okay. And we can glue this one down. Come on, glue. I promise I'll open up a new bottle next time. And that guy kind of just hangs out right there. All right, like so. Okay. And then this little stringy thing can just kind of hang out over here. I'm gonna tie. See, look what it does. See how it just kind of, it's aggravating. So aggravating. I need to thin it down with some acetone, I think is my, I'll put the lid on it. Back to my regularly scheduled program here. I'm gonna tie a knot closer to the up here, because it doesn't need to be quite that long. We can just kind of, we can do that. All right. I think the time has come to halt. We're gonna stop here. And there's lots of other things that we could do. And there's always more stuff you can do, right? I mean, it's endless. You can do anything you want, but at some point, it's just time to stop. And I think it needs to go thereabouts. So I'm going to glue up the back of this. It doesn't need a whole lot, I don't think. And I'm going to put some on the back of this little folded spot over here. And the good thing about you know, collage journaling like this is you can always go back later and add something else. Like if you're going back through your journal and you're like, you know what needs to go there? Well, you know what? You put it there. It's okay. There's no rules. So I'm going to put that right there. Just like that. And then here is our Beautiful Things Have Scratches and Dents Too page to remind us all to stop and take notice of the things that have been tossed aside. Okay, how is that? Is that cool? Does that look good? All right, I think it's just enough without being overboard. When have I ever said that? When have I ever said that? Let me get my brads. There's a couple. They don't match, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you know what? I'm just going to poke through all the way through to the page behind. And I'm going to feed these through like that. And like that. And now our little plate has some little brads in it. All right, kids, that is it for this journal page. I hope you enjoyed making this with me. Hope it gives you some ideas of what maybe you could do in your journal. And yeah. Okay, I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Bye, guys.